The Community Development Corporation of Brownsville, or CDCB as known in the community, is a private nonprofit that's been operating in Cameron County and Willacy County for the past 37 years. Our mission is to build affordable housing for low-income folks, for first-time home ownership, as well as doing rehabilitation work in the colonias and rural areas. The Youth Build program is a very unique program which allows us to help high school dropouts who have between the ages of 16 and 24 who've realized they made a mistake, and getting back into school would be their best bet to finding a job. We allow the students to go to school for 20 hours a week where they work toward their GED, and the other 20 hours a week they're on the construction site helping us to build homes for our applicant families. This program over the last year has taken a drastic change into the green building systems. We have changed our curriculum to teach these students about the green building ideas, placement of house, the materials, so that when they graduate they have actually a green building certification. One of our first projects was right here in the Go-Green Center, where we helped to build a model home and all the different aspects of green and building green, teaching the students how to put them together, how to use them, and why they are important. We've now taken these ideas out to the construction site, and every new home that we build in Brownsville now is at least ENERGY STAR certified, and the Youth Build students are learning how to do that and be a big part of that. CDCB's contribution to the Go-Green Center is this home that sits behind me. It's actually a home that we split wide open, and you can walk through the home and see the different aspects of green building. The unique thing about this home is that it was built from the perspective of an affordable homeowner, somebody who is not able to buy some of the more high-end, big dollar things that are out there for energy efficiency, but really what things that you could buy right off the shelf at your local hardware store or Lowe's or Home Depot. If you take a look at the shingles at the top and the different roof systems, we did different colors of shingles, as well as the different type of plywood that we use in construction, as well as the metal roofing. As you go through the process, you see how the home's built and the different green style that's in the home, different green systems that are in the home, and then the different materials used to emphasize energy efficiency. In our climate, the cool weather not being very often and needing to kind of cool the house down, we have the different colored shingles, and then the metal roofing here at the back, as well as on the siding of the house. We have the hardy plank siding, or the cement siding is what we refer to, and then the different styles that are available to homeowners. Again, things you can buy right off the shelf at your local materials store. This kind of siding is better because it's cement. It doesn't rot. It doesn't peel when it needs to be painted. And it's a great use of material. Well, right now we're inside the Go-Green Center home, and one of the great aspects about this house is that from this end of the house you can see the interior of the house. And I don't mean just the interior of the house, but inside the walls and what's needed to build a green home. For example, here we have actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different types of insulation, all the way from foam insulation to batt insulation to blown-in insulation, things that are made from recycled Levi's, the front of the insulation, the back of the insulation. It just shows the different ways that insulation can be put in, and the proper way to put insulation in, which is also very important, is able to be demonstrated here. As well, we've used metal studs in here. Metal studs is something that's brand new coming to the Rio Grande Valley, and this is able to show the use of the metal stud. We've also had engineered studs, which are actually taking pieces of wood that were recycled from a lumber mill, and if they're less than 3 feet, then we're able to buy them engineered, which means that they're finger jointed together and they're actually stronger than your standard studs. They're not used widely here in the Rio Grande Valley, but we're trying to educate people on the use of these. It's a better use of wood, it's recycling, and it goes a long way. As well as in the ceiling, if you look in the ceiling, we have the barriers here and how to install the insulated barriers, as well as basically using engineered trusses. A lot of people don't believe that this is a green building, but you're not using 2x6s or 2x8s, you're using 2x4s to build your roof, which is again the use of less lumber. So all of the things in here, sometimes it's so basic, but when you put it all together, it's a green home. And that's what's exciting about the Go Green Center, is educating people that it's not as hard or as difficult or as scary or even expensive as it normally would be, as you would think it would be. But it's actually stuff right off the shelf, and things that you can get a hold of. In this section of the Go Green Center, we worked on the different type of plumbings and the use of water efficiently in the home. The first piece here is the tankless water heater. The tankless water heater is a great product for each home, where you're only using the hot water that you need at that point, instead of heating water continuously, whether through electricity or through gas, and the water is always ready to go hot in your tank and sitting there whether it's used or not. In the tankless water heater, it's cool until it's heated right before use. So it's a great energy efficient product. The PEX plumbing system is also a new system within the last 5 years here in the Rio Grande Valley, and the use of both polyurethane in distributing the water, as well as having a manifold system here, which goes directly, each of these pipes goes directly to a system in the home, whether one's to the bathroom or to the kitchen. If you need hot water, it goes directly to that spot, instead of going throughout the whole house before it gets to the bathroom, or through the whole house before it gets to the kitchen. It goes directly there. This manifold system also allows you to turn off a section if you care to, which also helps to use water better and more efficient. There's just so many items here in the Go Green Center for people to learn about. As I look around, I just see the little tiny things that are extremely important. However, we just don't give a second thought to. I mean, this is the Stens Armor Plus drywall. It's all over here. It's to help mold and things like that. It's a great thing, as well as just the little things like insulating where the plumbing vent went through the engineered studs here. Those are items that you really wouldn't think about, but by adding that in there makes the house more energy efficient and more green at that. You can walk through this great example of a green home and see the many different aspects. Everything from the kitchen cabinets to the bathroom cabinets to the toilets and the plumbing fixtures to the drywall to the roofing system, the trussing system. It's all here, and it's affordable. It's affordable for everyone who is looking to improve their home or build a new home. And the Go Green Center is a great educational tool for the city of Brownsville to utilize and to learn from.
Our company is a nonprofit corporation. We design energy efficient, affordable homes. We work with government funding to provide housing for low-income families, qualified low-income families. We have a program that it's a self-help program that allows the family to come in and invest hours of sweat equity, hours of construction labor into their own home. Therefore, this paneling system is fantastic for this purpose because it's easy to handle, it's lightweight, and it's fast. It's a fast process to building the first steps of construction, which is the perimeter of the home. We sell a home that is extremely energy efficient because of the K-Tech system, among other materials that we use that are also energy efficient.
I'd like to take a minute to just talk about a little bit of what's coming up in the future here at the Go Green Center with Ricardo, John, and Apple Energy Group. The center has a unique opportunity to help us deliver weatherization training to individuals throughout the valley here and offer far higher levels of training in regards to weatherization. Apple Energy Group is a provider of BPI, Building Performance Institute certification training. We have proctors within our staff. We have trainers who have been training for years. And the partnership here with the Go Green Center allows us to offer these opportunities to men and women in the valley areas here to enhance their education, enhance their knowledge and understanding of weatherization work, and prepare them for the career that's beginning to take off in the weatherization industry. Here at the Go Green Center, we have lots of opportunities that we don't have in many of our training locations throughout the state. We have walls that have been cut back and covered with a clear fiberglass so we can look at the different types of insulation that are used in weatherization work. what their purpose is, what the outcome of using these different types of insulation are, the difference between radiant barriers, air barriers, thermal barriers and boundaries. We have the ability to set up blower doors like what's being done behind me here, to teach the student how to properly use the equipment that we use in the field of weatherization. The center is just the optimum training resource and training location for this type of work. The Go Green Center offers something that's really unique for our training needs. Behind me, gentlemen are putting up the blower door. The blower door measures air leakage so that we can properly calculate in a house what the air leakage is based upon the building tightness limits that the state has established with DOE as what's a healthy air exchange every hour in a home. The blower door allows us to locate leakage within a home and exaggerates those leaks so that we can go in and have the installers come in and do caulking or whatever measures necessary to reduce that leakage to a level that's acceptable to make a home more energy efficient.
Hi, my name is Santiago Garcia. When Go Green came to us, approached us about setting some stations up, we had a couple questions. One of the questions was, what was the purpose of each station? The station was to inform people about the different energy sources that they provide information on. We know energy efficiency is really important, so by setting the stations up, we wanted to take that into account and order energy efficient television and a star-rated computer unit to run the software our colleagues created. We also decided to go on the kidney-shaped table to allow space for the television and software in the back, but also space for the brochures to provide more information on each power source. We set up 3 different stations here in the Go Green Center, each to showcase a different energy source: solar energy, wind power, and biofuels. If any questions or any stations don't provide, please contact your Go Green Center. They'll be able to help you out.
Our partnership with the Go Green Center is very strong, and we feel like it will going to develop in the future to be even stronger. It does benefit our students to have such a center here in the ITech because of the proximity and adjacency to the architecture program. It makes it easier for them to come by, visit the place, see firsthand and watch the latest technologies that is available right now with regard to green designs and renewable energy and renewable sources, the latest technologies in construction, the way different materials are put together and constructed together by watching these mock-up models that you have here in the center. So all that does benefit our students.
It's very important that the students understand what is inside of a wall and what goes inside of a house, and how those different components and assemblies come together. Not just, on paper it just looks like 2 lines, but there's no detail involved in a set of plans. Students were able to come here, analyze the materials, look at the different phases of construction that is displayed here in the center, and basically understand why a wall is 4 inches thick. So this center plays a huge role for our students in terms of understanding the reality of what it is, not just conceptual aspects in design.
I'm a recent graduate of the School of Architecture of Notre Dame, and I'm LEED accredited. I had never seen anything like this before in the area, and because of my interest in sustainability and in creating a greener built environment, I was immediately drawn to it. And it was really nice because at first I wanted to volunteer, and it became a job for me, and I started here, and I learned a lot too, because with the mock house that's in the center, you can really see all the pieces that come together to build a house and to build a green and sustainable house.
In my company, SPI Go-Green. SPI stands for Sustainability Product Idea. I took a part of a committee that organized this beautiful center, and in the same times, a few months later,